morning, afternoon, and evening, Supercoach Elites. Welcome back to another Supercoach Elites podcast, proudly sponsored by the Patreons at patreon.com/SCE Elites. And I'm mate at supercoachchampion.com. My name's Corey, and as always, alongside me is the Bonfz Express.
True. That's right, Corey. The Bonfz Express is back. And it's grand final week, Corey. So where we're recording from, you guessed it. We're at the Gabba, aren't we, Corey? We're flying up to Queensland. We fucked all protocols in relation to COVID. And we're here at the Gabba. But look, Corey, before we have a little talk about, well, sadly, the last week of Supercoach, where can listeners hit us up on social media?
Find us on Twitter and Patreon at SCE Elites. Find us on iTunes, SoundCloud. What else are we fucking on? iTunes, SoundCloud,
Twitter,
iTunes,
Facebook,
Facebook,
iTunes, SoundCloud, Patreon.
There's too many now, and YouTube at Supercoach Elites. Now, Bonfz, I'm a little bit rattled, but I was actually just having a bit of a laugh to myself internally. The name drop of the sponsor at the top of the pod, I reckon I actually every single week before we go into it, if it's Supercoach Champion or Supercoach Championship, it is Supercoach Champion. And I ask the question and I still almost fuck it up every week.
And when you get the champion right, you drop a .com.au and every week inevitably I've gone, there's no .au.
Unlucky.
But they are Australian made as far as I'm aware.
They're a good brand. They do a good ring. And look, believe it or not, I got the ring here for Divi 1 League. I don't know where it is. Should have got it ready for the pod. And look, I'm a chance to take it this week.
Well, Corey, look, I'll give the listeners a little view of what might be to come. I mean, just imagine something like this. I don't know if this is coming up too good, but it's got the big S for Supercoach. Now, this is one, I had it backdated, Corey, to 2017 when I did take out that league. So don't know if it really sort of comes up there, if it's backwards or whatnot. But that's the bad boy there, Corey. They fit on your finger as long as you're a regular sized male. Otherwise, Corey, you want to get yourself on a fitness program, I would have thought.
Yeah, put it on my pinky. That's all right. Hey, how'd you go this week, mate?
Well, Corey, I wasn't in any final, so I didn't check my classic team. So I'll let you know what I scored. Give us a sec. You think I'd have this all prepared? No. What was a good score? What was around about par this week?
I reckon 23 to 24.
23, 24. Okay, so I scored just under 23. I went 22.89, went up 1,300 spots. I'm sitting at just at 10K now. So I didn't even know who my captain was, to be honest. I didn't do any of that. Sort of didn't even bother with it this week, Corey. Turns out I VC'd McRae into Lockie Neal.
Oh, there you go. I put out a dismal 2,200. Like I said, my season's just polar opposite of what I normally do. I've just been going backwards. But, however, as you know, I did have a big win in the Divi 1 Cash League. I am in the grand final. And I have absolutely no idea how I do. Well, I do. It's down to two people, two players down that field. And a couple of weeks ago, as you know, I asked a couple of the people that I trust, closest to me, and Serial Pestiza and Supercoach Elite Scores Dead, who they both came to my defense and helped me. They got me Max Gorn. So that that helped me there. I mean, I know you like to think that you played a major role in that, but look, me and Max shook hands. It was a bit of mutual respect. I VC'd him. Opponent didn't have him, so I got the 150 and the 300 because you don't get one Max Gorn bombs, you get
two of them.
So yeah, I just shook Mackie's hand. I said, Max, on the way up to the Gabba because they're coming back down from the Gabba because they're not even going to show up this week because they're shit. So I shook his hand. After that, it's turned over and there's just one shining light. It was just that typical, if you're watching me on YouTube right now, it's like it was dark like this, and then the next second the light just shone at it. He was glowing, and it was none other Bonfz than the man who's done it twice for me in 3 weeks, managed to snag me a win.
I was trying to get the visual representation at the same time for you, Corey, but I fucked it.
It's a good cock butt. Jordan Butts. He is the miracle man. He is the savior. He's done it for me twice. So what happened is I went into Sunday. My opponent had every fucking Western Bulldogs player under the sun. They all popped off. I got the message from Supercoach Elite. What's it called? What's that league that we're running? Supercoach Elite's Cup. Neto, who messaged me and said, how are you going? Because he was pretty confident he was through to a flag. And after that doggies game, I said, nah, no chance. Not even fucking looking at it. Didn't even look at it. Anyway, sure enough, the game goes. I sit down and watch the Brisbane game. I know my opponent's got Lockie Neal captain. Still didn't check it. The game finishes. I get a message from Brett. I was playing Bretto's old man. Get the message from Brett. no fucking way you've done this. You've escaped death, blah, blah, blah. Now, it's come from Brett. Now, if you're a long-time fan of this pod, you know that you trust anything that he sends you with a grain of salt. You don't trust a thing. Brett talks that much shit 24/7 that you just can't trust him. Cameron's having a bit of a nightmare here.
This is a bit like when you talk, Corey, and I just get a little bit uneasy what comes out of your mouth.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm probably a little bit more factual than Brett. Anyway, Papa Bear sends me the inbox just saying, mate, can't believe you've done it. Now, I still think they're taking the mickey. So I'm going and having a look, checking it all out, scores that up. Now, apparently, he had Lloyd and Lockie Neal versus my Josh Kennedy. At halftime, he was 17 points up on me. And Kennedy just flew home and took it. So I ended up beating him by, I think it was 13 points in the end, because even after scaling points were out, there was 5 points to go out, and Kennedy's got 10 of them.
Josh Kennedy outscored the number one averaging defender, the number one averaging midfielder in a half of football by 20 or 30 points. That's what you're telling me.
That's what I'm telling you, to get me into a flag.
Hold on. Who raised Josh Kennedy's name on the podcast a few weeks back?
I think it might have been Bretta. So congratulations to him again. So
I've carried you this whole year. Max Gorn and Josh. I fucking carried you.
No, well, look, in all fairness, you didn't carry me. Jordan Butts carried me. So.
What a joke.
But yeah, got through. I'm in the flag. So I'm no chance to win it because I know Neto's got trades and I've got none and Dockers is out. And but there's a little
but does Neto have Josh Kennedy and
yeah,
Butts
exactly. $300 for finishing second. Not bad. Take the money and run.
Yeah, that's very funny. That's very.
But yeah, my team's shit. In other words.
I'd love to see what you score this week. Cause...
No, it's going to be fucking dismal. My only hope is like I'm going to have to wing a VC and captain. Like I can't go Gorn.
If he's got two trades, surely he just brings in Gorn and that will just seal the.
He's already got
deal.
it.
Oh, he's already got Gorn.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's game over. There's no one you've got.
Well, Jordan Butts. I'm thinking about just captaining Butts straight out.
He should just field the exact same team as you if that's possible. And then because you've got a donut. He'll just win by whatever that
Supercoach Plus starts now. What does this give me?
Oh my god. Probably nothing, Corey. Yeah. They're already after money. We haven't even finished the season. They're already after another $20 this year. Fuck me.
Oh, my team is absolute shambles. Look, they're not as bad as Essendon, so that's all right.
Yeah. Hey, Corey, but in better news, we've got some draft news because there's a keeper league that we're involved with that we speak to time. And guess who's made the grand final prematurely? Like this is Western Bulldogs circa 2016, I think, Corey.
Yep. You have. I know that because you haven't shut the fuck up about it.
What a fucking game. I lost that game, Corey. No, hold on. What did I have? I had
you're a point down.
Taylor Adams. Well, hold on. No, we'll get to that. But I had Taylor Adams and a 35-point lead going into the last quarter against two Grundys and a Treloar. Right? So you'd expect, Grundy gets 20 points in a quarter. That's 40 points. Treloar's at this point beating Taylor Adams by 60 in the matchup. You'd think, oh, well, that's fucking game over. The final siren goes, Corey. I've lost by 1 point. And then the scales tip in my favour and I've got up by 4, Corey. I couldn't fucking believe it. And so there I am in a draft, cash league draft final. So I've got an opportunity now to walk away with some money, which I'm very, very happy about.
Always good. I must say for the draft, the people that are playing the draft league, just check your waivers and stuff now too. Make sure that you go in there. Any shouts? I mean, I know you're in a grand final, you don't want to give it away, but any shouts of kind of a 1 week play, whether they're in your team or not, on the bench that could kind of get someone over the line in a draft grand final?
Well, if Cade Simpson is floating around, I'm a big fan of his last month of football, but in his retirement game, I'd be shocked if he didn't have 20 touches. I'd be shocked if at every time they didn't try and give him the ball and his mate, Mark Murphy. Now, that might seem a bit fucking biased, but I reckon those two are in for triple figure scores on their last sort of game together.
Rewalt and Lynch down, taking on the Crows this week?
Yeah, it depends what happens with Talio. Talio's not in. I'd be a bit about Jack Rewalt, actually.
Yeah. Who else is there?
Especially with Harry McKay kicking 4 on Butts. Rewalt and Lynch could just run a bit of a masterclass.
And Adelaide will play him again because I want him to go to one of them and just try and keep learning.
Yeah. And look, it just depends what happens with Talia. Talia comes back in. Yeah, I think we lean towards Rewalt in that situation, but either or might be pretty handy this week.
Kennedy and Darling, if they're floating around, they got North
Yep.
Melbourne.
Yeah, I think Kennedy, I've actually got him in that league, Corey. And I was having a look today. His low score, I think, in his last few against North Melbourne's like 126 or something like that.
There you go. Jordan Butts, if anyone just needs someone to come save their season.
I am losing Sam Doherty in that final, though. I am a bit peeved about that.
He's a dog bar.
I'll tell you who's been good, though, Corey. I'm going to give him, because he's been under the absolute radar now. I haven't followed, remind me of the fellow's name that does our draft write-ups for the Patreons.
Setters?
Setters, that's right. Well, Setters is, first of all, hugely underrated at this point.
Yeah, but he'd be in teams for sure.
Thomas Liberatore. If he is somehow on the waivers there, he popped 132 for me on the weekend.
I don't think he will be, but yeah.
98 the week before that, a 64, all right. But then before that, 109, 127, 81, 114, 96, 103, 103, 120. Very underrated year, Tom Liberatore.
Yeah, he's been good. Real good.
Yeah, that's probably about it, though. I mean, you got to have a look at the waivers, don't you? You just got to have a look at someone that's there, and if someone has got the potential to go those triple figures, then maybe you bite the bullet with them. But
all right, let's get back to normal Supercoach, mate.
Normal Supercoach it is. Yeah.
Sammy Doherty, your boy.
Yep.
Almost cost you a spot in that final.
Well, I did. Yep.
What's the go? Where's he go? Who's he go to?
Now, you might think that I keep banging on about this bloke at a unreasonable sort of pace, Corey. But Jack Crisp, he's done nothing but wonders since I've brought him in. I've brought him in. He gone 96, 125, 134, 138 in the last 4, if you don't mind, Corey. And what's he priced at? 534?
534, yep.
He's still not averaging 100 on the season. Honestly, that's a guy in form. If you don't have McDonald, if you don't have Lloyd, if you don't have Ridley, if you don't have Stewart, this is your next guy. It's Jack Crisp.
Yeah, would you prefer Crisp or Laird right now?
Laird, actually, because Laird's still average 105 on the whole season. And who they got? Richmond. Yeah, Richmond don't have big point getters in terms of Supercoach. So I know we talk about Supercoach. Yeah, okay, playing Richmond, one of the top teams, but no, not really, because they get like 20 guys scoring like 60 plus, and like no one going over 110, and no one dipping underneath 30. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
just a really well balanced team. So there's going to be some points available out there, and Rory Laird, Matt Crouch, these kinds of players. I think they're going to get the job done this week.
Look, I'd love to shout. I'm saying Lloyd, McDonald, Ryan, Stewart, Laird, like they're all the ones. What about around his price? Where are you going around his price? Say someone has no cash and they've got to go 450 and under. We might play a 450 to 500 game and then a 450 and under.
Yeah. So do we have the potential? Because I don't have a trade button, so I don't know.
I just went into players. So between 450 to 5, we've got Nick Haynes, Maynard, Adam Sard, Short, Stephen May still at 499. But look, you can get there. You can probably get up a little bit higher. So there's not too many that are around that kind of
just going to filter this. Give me a second. But Haynes.
Callum Mills at 482.
What a laugh that one was, Nick Haynes. Maynard is actually, he plays one half. Now, whether it's the first half or second half, every week, 65 to 75 points in one half. And then the other half does absolutely nothing and just creeps to 100 every single week. So if you want the 100 flat, I think he's your buy. But, and Corey, people are going to think, Bonfz, what sort of cannabis have you been smoking? Because I'd have to be high to say something like this, surely. But Nick fucking Vlosten, and I said, how long ago did I tell you this?
Yeah, you went out a look.
Yeah, and so what's he at? 464.
464.
So you got 14 in the bank. You can actually do it. But he's got a low score of 78 since round 6, and he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tons in that, and a score of 99. So essentially 6 tons since round 6, and he's missed a game in there as well. So it's not. So I think it's only 10 fixtures, and 6 are essentially been 99 plus. I think he's the guy. I really like it.
If I was going to go left field shout, I don't mind Callum Mills when you speak about that 100 factor. He's 107, missed that little patch, but 104, 86, 104. Couple of poor ones that started the season pretty well too. So Callum Mills is a little bit more expensive though.
Yeah. Look, you can't really go wrong at that.
Look, I don't think
price.
you can. There's plenty of defenders out there, isn't there?
Salem, Zach Williams. I mean, JJ's got potential on his day. Houston's scored enough tons this year to probably even warrant something like that. There's Vloston. Witherden even comes back into the team. Potentially, people might even look at him.
He's a shit dog.
Fucking. And then once you sort of dip below that, sort of 420 price, then it is a little more scarce.
Would you go Zach Williams if you had to go under? Like someone's got 0 in the bank, he's 434, 438.
It's one game.
Yeah,
it's one game. I mean, how would you feel though if he popped an injury and cost you a spot in the granny though? I
don't think he'll get injured.
Yeah, we can never predict injury, Corey.
Against GWS. The problem with Hunter Clark is that they're too hard to tell who's getting the ball in what week between him and fucking Nick Caulfield.
Yeah, touche. Because none of them, I guess, fire at the same time. But the other one that people, if they can afford a little more, I know I went on about Jack Crisp, but not enough Caleb Daniel owners, I think, as well, Corey, in the community. He's got a 3-round average of 116 and a 5-round average of 102. And have a look at Mark Blitzarves as well, 515, 5-round average 107, 3-round average 112. So if you can afford that little bit more, there's some seriously good names there. And Adam Chera, again, week after week, is around that 500 price. I mean, there is so many fucking defenders, it feels like, at the moment.
Must say too, look, if you do that trade with Dockers, I mean, I think most people will spend all their cash, so they probably won't really go up. Look, if you had some cash there and you got a bit of a luxury, no harm in trying to have a 1-week punt on someone who's going to play an early game. Like, say you're making a sideways of like 300K. Like, who you got? Say someone still has Riccardi. Yeah, it doesn't come back in. What's Riccardi price at, Bonfz? You still got him?
I never had him from day one, Corey.
Oh, there you go. Let me have a quick look. Yeah, he's 250K. Now, what's Rewalt? Rewalt is 363. Yeah, so not kind of ideal, but there's no harm in having an absolute dartboard throw on one of your trades, and trying grabbing a Rewalt to sit in at a F7, F8. Or there's no harm as well in finishing the season with a trade in the bank just in case of a laid out. So figure out what you want to do. Figure out your weakest link. I mean, if it was my team right now and I had trades, obviously I've got Jeremy Cameron as that little shout that I took those 2 weeks ago. Hasn't really paid off. I think he's averaged about 80 from fucking that point onwards. And
there's no way he's averaged that much.
From last 3, he popped an 80 and a 69. Oh, I had him in the Carlton game as well, but I wasn't fielding him. So 75. 75 for the 2 games I needed him. But if there is no, like, if you had something shit like that, there is no harm. Fucking going to Jack Rewald on the bench and trying to take the best score of the 2.
Yeah, the emergency loophole kind of thing is what you're referring to there. Yep.
So if there's any week that could snag you a win by doing it, it's this week.
Yeah, and I think your forward line players are more likely to do that sort of shit anyway than probably your defense. I mean, your midfield, you might be able to get away with something, but probably not in your midfield at 300K. I would have thought.
No, but imagine this is a luxury, yeah. So it's Friday night. You just chuck. You've got a 0 in the forward line because most people probably still have Mozzie, I'd say, or Riccardi or something like that. If you got Mozzie, it works well because emergency on Simpkin on the Friday night, who we know has been very up and down. Have a look at it. Make sure there's someone else you can go to first. Put him as your first emergency, and then potentially looking, all right, I've already made my Dockers trade. Who can I trade Riccardi or one of my midfielders to and do a bit of DPP? If you've still got Wicks or something like that. And then can I just grab a 350 shout, figure out who it is first before you make the trade. Don't put him as an emergency and then go to make the trade. Make sure you have a look and do some research. But who could my shout that say if Simpkins calls another 62, well, I can go, fuck it. Here's the dartboard throw. Is Rewalt going to kick 6 and potentially score 100 for me?
Yeah.
And I think the forward line is going to make the most sense for that early.
Yeah, I mean, you can't do Rewalt with Mozzie because they've got an earlier game, but we get where you're going with that.
Sorry, apologies.
It's a little bit stiff though because some of those forward rookies.
Hang on, there's the Thursday night game, so you could decide then on the Thursday night game that you were going to.
Yeah, so someone like Josh Kennedy might be worth a punt on that night.
No, but I'm saying that you chuck Simpkin on the bench as your emergency. And Mozzie on field. And then if Simpkin scores shit, more Mozzie goes back to the bench and you make that trade. of your Riccardi to the player?
Oh, I would just identify the player I'd want to loophole with. So if Simpkins got, and if he's the most likely to do that kind of, well, yeah, sorry, the first game you'd have to do that. But
Yeah.
someone might want to do that with Bailey Smith. Maybe they got a bad feeling about Bailey Smith on the Sunday. So they, bring in a Josh Kennedy or Jack Rewald and maybe loophole one of them into Bailey Smith.
Yeah,
and
so
see what
with
they'll
that
take.
and play Simpkin as well. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, look, they're just shouts. We're not saying go Dort. I mean, if you can, if
you
you
got the
don't have
trades.
Dockers or you need to go one up, one down, because there's a big difference between going Doherty to Williams or Doherty to Lloyd or Doherty to McDonald or Doherty to Caleb Daniel. If you can do that in two, then you're probably better off doing that.
Yep. Agreed.
But look, I think 60% of teams don't own Doherty. Who knows? I know there's a lot of teams out there that were fucking smart enough to pull the pin last week and trade him. It's actually crazy.
It was dumb, but
hindsight
says it was good, doesn't it? I mean, you know what this does, Corey? Just brings his average down to 92, and there's no way we're not starting with him, I think, next season now.
Oh, Brett won't.
It's like an underpriced premium. Well, Brett's a fucking idiot, Corey.
DeGoey, 9 goals in 2 games.
Yeah, he's flying.
Fuck, he loves it, doesn't he?
He does.
Loves the big fella. Anything else to add on trades and teams and structures or shouts or no, you're all good?
You filled your best possible team, obviously, this week. Same as last week. It's prelim, it's grand final. You win at all costs. You try to win at all costs.
And that's the same token as like with the vice captain and captain. Like, don't play it smart. Like if you got Gorn, your VC Gorn, and then you go from there. You find out, if Gorn scores 150 and you're behind, don't think someone's going to go score 190. Like unless it's down to the absolute last game, but you just take it and hope the rest of your players can get it done. You don't fuck around with the captain. If Gorn fails and then you're behind and you're both up against like going to captain someone, that's when you go for it.
Yep.
And I still don't mind Lockie Neal, believe it or
not. I don't know. I don't know anymore. I mean, we'll saw
get to that segment anyway.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I paid $750 for that dog, and he's worth 600, sub 600 at the moment.
Wow, I didn't even realize that. And the worst part is he's still averaging 134. So imagine next year.
You have to start.
It's absolute fucking carnage.
He only scored 106 on Carlton last year.
There you go.
I wonder if Ed Curnow went to him that game. I can't recall. Oh, that was a game Cripps kicked like 4 in the second half. Cripps probably scored 190 that game. He was probably on 80 at halftime. Neil.
All right. You ready for some questions?
Yeah.
I should have my glasses in here, dead set. Timmy Tunia have to trade Doc to just try and loop best score between Rivers and Watson and upgrade last forward spot. Only have 470 game fuck. So this poor bastard in last week has to move Doc to like a 0. So, you trade Doc to the 0 and then gets that money to spend on the forward. Walters, Akers, or anyone else?
No.
This will have a trade, so could drop someone down to get extra money.
Did he say how much his price was in the forward line?
Still will have a trade.
Corey, did we get how much money he had to spend that last?
He said 470, but he said he'd still have a trade, so he could downgrade someone else for more cash.
He can't do 3 trades this week,
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, go 470.
Yeah, 470 in the four. I mean, yeah, I don't think you can take the punt on DeGoey or someone like that, could you?
I don't think against Port.
I'll tell you who. Corey is, again, it's going to be one of these things. I mean, Blake Acres, is he fair income, Corey? There's no chance in the world I bring Blake Acres in. He might not like this, or he may like it, but there's actually a few options, I think. Walters is a no because he kicked a lot of goals on the weekend. He's getting no midfield time, so he's going to be totally dependent on goals. Don't touch Walters. He'll probably score 57 this weekend. There's a few options. Shai Bolton at 441 has got 140 potential. Oscar McInerney, Corey, I can't believe I'm actually saying that, but comes up against Carlton, who are likely to only play Tom DeConning and fucking Levi Casbolt. So he's actually a chance to get triple figures. Toby Green is a sniff anytime he's on the field, and I don't mind him against the Saints either. And the one other one that I think is a half-decent option, where was he? I've seen his name before, Devon Smith.
Corey. I was going to say, I can't believe you didn't shout Devon Smith.
We'll save the best to last, Corey, because if I was picking one of these, I'd be most confident in Devon Smith. But fuck, he's back. Yeah. He's actually back.
Been good. Benny Keys. I don't want Benny Keys. Is a weird shout.
Yeah. Well, look, Dev Smith, people can say what they want about him, right? But in his first 9 games, he had 2 tons, and they were in the first 2 weeks of the year. In his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games, he's had 3 tons and a score of 98 in there as well, with a low score, one low score of 64, second low score of 80.
Isn't another shout that I don't mind? Paddy Ryder.
Can he do it though with that fixture?
Yeah. Then fucking their ruckman's a shit. GWS, they'll jump all over him.
I actually think he's not going to play as much ruck as you've seen last week.
I've said that every week, and he has.
He tore Nick Nat. No. Last week he was way up in the ruck. Marshall barely played in the ruck last week because, and I think I might have said it on the pod, they were always going to love that matchup of Ryder and Nick Nat because of the leap ability. And
it doesn't change now, but.
Yeah, but then why wouldn't they play Ryder 80% every week in the ruck?
So but I reckon over the last probably month and a half, Ryder's ruck minutes have gone up every single week. Right, because and this has been my shout. You're getting Roll Marshall $1.80 anytime goal scorer, 2 weeks ago, and he was sitting up forward.
Yeah.
I don't mind. Look, I like Devon Smith better, but as a shout, I don't mind Paddy Ryder.
Yeah, okay. We'll call it a shout. A loud shout. Yeah. I might leave it there, Corey, because I think I reeled off about 6 names.
I think
I'm picking one. It's Devon Smith.
If you can go all the way up, though, you just spend up the one you don't have.
I actually think Oscar McInerney might be the fucking. It could be a 120.
Tom Hawkins, like if you can go one up, one down, is this a week where Tom Hawkins could just fucking absolutely pop off?
Who Geelong got?
Sydney.
Melican's a big body defender.
But I don't think he's as quick or as strong as Tom Hawkins.
No one is as strong as Tom Hawkins, Corey.
Dusty? If this guy doesn't have Dusty and can...
He's not going to give a fuck. What's on the line for him? The fucking nothing.
Yeah, but he loves these kind of games where he can just
I don't know if he does.
Kick 10.
I don't know if he does.
He'll go sit up forward.
He went close last week. I reckon he had about 4 pings at goal last week and didn't nail any of them.
Andy Brayshaw's not too far away.
Yeah, nah, he can fuck off. He's done. His ear's cooked. Seriously. He's got a 3-round average of 89. There's no chance you're fucking bringing him in Classic.
Weird shout too. I mean, I know they're not playing for much either, but fucking Charlie Dixon, Collingwood gets smashed by key forwards.
Who are they going to put on him? Imagine.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of shown, though, Port Adelaide, that they're trying to play without Dixon being the be-all and end-all.
Yeah.
But what they'll find in finals is that the big guys, Corey, what don't they get? Pussy. They don't get smaller. They don't get pussy this game. The big guys don't get smaller, Corey.
Isn't that Dermy's quote?
What, the big guys, they don't get pussy?
I think he loves... they don't get pussy. Yeah, that's Dermy. I think he loves the big guys don't get smaller.
Oh, I'm a big fan of the big guys don't get smaller. I hear it all the time, and it's fucking
Did we
true.
potentially just shout every forward there, is there?
Look, quite possibly, aside from Isaac Heaney, probably because he's not playing.
Yeah.
Which is going to be interesting for next year, Corey, actually. Oh, he's going to tempt us next year.
And we'll do the same thing. This was the first year I didn't pick him, like last 4, and I'm glad.
Yeah, and it was worth it.
I think now because the season's gone so long and he hasn't been there, fresh in my mind in preseason, it won't be that, Isaac Heaney was just going to get fucking injured. He wasn't. Like, no, we haven't seen him for a while. He might be all right now.
Yeah, he did average 94 though somehow. I don't even know how that's possible.
Big Benny Rothberg, whose team is absolutely flying. Hi guys, not so much of a question, but over this year, what has been your best and worst trades? And we'll get to them because we'll go through Benny's first. Benny's worst would be bringing Gorney at 776 and then moving him 3 weeks after that to bring him back in 2 weeks ago. His best would be moving King, Hill, Brander, Taylor, Rankin, Starcevich, Buderick, Cameron, and Pickett through those rounds to make over 1.2 million cash and just set himself up. That was, man, honestly, it was actually the kitty that he built and the moves he made after that were fucking very impressive. I've been a big fan of Ben's team this year. Side note, huge thank you to Corey for his help over the past 3 to 4 weeks, my cash league side, and helping me hit the grand final this weekend. And now I didn't know that was coming before I fucking shared out how good this team was. So looks like there's a bit on that. All the best for your finals this week, and hoping the D's get up this weekend, even even though they don't deserve it. Have you now? I'm telling you, just before we get to this question, fixture gods, mate. Have you ever seen a more deliberately fixtured game in your life than Essendon and Melbourne to finish off the season?
Why?
Just to see who is shitter. It is legit just who is going to disappoint you more, Essendon or Melbourne. Fucking clear your afternoon. Make sure you've got Twitter up on one screen, Facebook up on another. Go to every single just type in words Essendon, split screen your Twitter on the search bar, type in Essendon, type in Melbourne, and just laugh as all these nuffies go absolutely ape shit for the whole time. Fuck, cannot wait. Cannot wait. Your best and worst moves for the year off the top of your head without a recap.
Yep, Gone. I paid 800 for him, and then he got injured only a few weeks after that. And when he moved on, he moved to Todd Goldstein, which fucking wasn't brilliant either, Corey. So that's, I think, by far and away the worst of the season, because I felt like I was never able to recover after that. The other one the good one, I think, was, I don't know if it's good, because he had, it was good at the time because it lasted about 6 fucking weeks. Then it fell off a cliff. Was Dusty to Jai Simpkin. I thought that was pretty good.
At that stage, that would have got you wins.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. And then he just fell off the cliff. And look, you can't really consider it a bad trade because every Tom, Dick, and his Harry would have had in them.
Yep. My worst trade, which didn't seem too bad at the time because he come out and popped a fucking 100 the first week I had him, was definitely bringing in Alex Withen, who is shit and doesn't even play for Brisbane Lions anymore. So that's been a little bit painful. Closely followed by Jeremy Cameron. I cannot tell you how the fuck I'm ranked inside like the top 12 or 15,000 or whatever it is. My year has been that bad. Like, it is terrible. It is shocking. Best trade by far would have to be the trade of who's the Adelaide defender? Oh, Fisher McCasey to Jordan Butts, mate. Got me 2 fucking wins. They're fucking flying. Let's grouse.
I'm not expecting that.
Yeah,
I've had some good ones as well. I mean, I had Ridley at 400k. I paid 400 for Ridley.
Yeah.
I bought Crisp at like 440. So the last month's been insane from him. And I think one that a lot of people would appreciate as well would be bringing in Tom Stewart and Bailey Smith at those kind of sub 450k prices as well. I think they've all worked really well.
Well, that's the thing. Sometimes you don't realize how good you trade until you sit down and do something like this. Because I literally done everything that you just mentioned there.
Because hindsight will tell you if they're good moves or not.
Pull the pin on Luke.
That's why we don't know That's why we don't know, because we don't have hindsight when we're in the moment trying to make a trade. We don't have hindsight.
Tell you what, when I picked up Nick Haynes too, because I got Haynes early in the season, like that was like really, I think it was my first defensive upgrade. That was a fucking pretty good one then.
Yep.
Fuck, this is fun. This makes me feel good.
APK 400, Corey.
That was a good one too.
And I'll tell you now, I'm going to fucking back myself. If I say next year, Corey, that Paddy Cripps is not going to have a good fucking year, and then I start the bloody dog piece of shit, just shoot me. Fair income.
You won't, but because you'll be starting Sam Walsh.
Oh, fuck, I'll tell you what, Corey. When Cripps is priced at 100... and he's 150k cheaper than Lockie Neal and Dangerfield and Fife.
The rookies are priced at 102. Crisp is priced at 100. Oh shit!
He might get forward status too. He's played a lot of forward the last 6 weeks.
I don't think he covers the line.
You don't reckon?
No, it's 35%.
What does he need?
35%.
Wow, let's just hope he sits 100% of this week there.
Still, Big Dick Millsy. This is my favorite. Every time he joins a chat, like we've been playing a bit of poker at like night time, and every time Millsy joins the chat, Big Dick Millsy, what's going on? Now Supercoach is over for 2020. Will you accept my deposit, mate? This bloke, he's been trying to get on the website, and they will not accept his deposit.
A poker website?
Yeah, he's trying to give them money, and they will not accept it.
I reckon there's a bit of mail on that. He's been told by the
tells us every night.
The sheriff at home, Corey, that not permitted.
Ruboy 23, who apparently is a big Baltimore Ravens fan. Ruboy, you can see that there. Good team to support in the NFL this year. I think you're going to go really well. Hey, look, I just must add, for anyone that is considering, just jumping into the Patreon when we do make it free, I think it'll be after next month that it'll pop open for free. We've got heaps of other shit that we talk about in there too. So just in there, I mean, I'm not going to go through all the chats because there's fucking off the top of your head, how many
600
chats?
channels,
Yeah, there's a lot of channels going on in there. But we've got, Poker Talk. There's an FPL chat, which is fucking going off tits at the moment. An NFL chat, which is going good. There's an NBA chat.
A few horsies going around.
Horse racing's going crazy on
Not to
Saturday,
mention the AFL. Not to mention, I mean, when the trade period starts, I can imagine the
AFL trade period chat. So it's a good channel. There's a bit of a boys' club feel to it.
Anyone want to pay to have a couple friends?
Not really.
Sounds like Corey.
PG orientated. So, but look, like I said, after next month it'll be free. So you might as well pop it in. It'll be free all the way up to the start of off season. So you just head across to patreon.com/SC Elites. Get in there. There's a lot of gaming channels as well. We do a bit of gaming. So that's all good. Now, RudeBoy23, answer your question. Hey guys, well, this is it. I've made it to all 3 grand finals, and it's come down to these last 2 trades. Congratulations, mate. Arts is my last on-field rookie and have to piss off Doc. Have you got this? Can you open this up? Because he's got his team there too. I'm thinking of Arts to Josh Kennedy at 292k. Fuck, I didn't know Kennedy was that cheap. And that leaves him 540 to replace Doc. Some advice or other ideas would be great. The Kennedy one is a big call, but so cheap when loves playing against the Roos, and they're so shit. Cheers, boys.
Was this one in podcast question channel?
Yeah. So he's got the Dockers up forward. I love it when people post their teams with these. Help.
Yeah, it's a lot easier.
Arts has got to go. So,
well, find your Doherty replacement first,
and then have a look.
And then have a look at what you can afford in the forward line.
Well, 540. Let's have a look. 540 gets him.
Yeah, get anyone at that 500k price.
Gets him McDonald.
And the reality is, then he gets 300k. He'd have on Arts
gets
to be able to spend.
And then, so Kennedy and McDonald is basically the question.
Kennedy and McDonald versus.
I'd say like a Rewalton.
I think he has to. I fucking like Kennedy this week, Corey. There's something about it. I like it.
Yeah, look, I don't mind it.
I think when I reviewed him earlier today, 4 of his last 5 scores might have been sub 50 though. But I just feel like
he has to kick 4.
I just feel like he will kick 4.
Yeah.
And 4 goals, even if he has 7 touches, is going to be 90 points, potentially more. I'm just having a relook here. Yeah, 4 of his last 5 have been 46 or less. Now, albeit one of them was an 11. That was the game he got KO'd in the first few minutes of the game. I fucking like it because before that he went 96, 76, 105, 131, 107.
One of those teams that kind of need to play themselves into some form too.
129 and 174 his last 2 against North. I think you have to take a punt on that, to be honest. Like, you're not going to get anything better. Really? Like hindsight will probably show you that you might have been.
You got 2 diamonds in your hand. There's 2 diamonds on the board. It flops out. How you going?
Waiting for the river.
How's the turn in the river going to treat you? Go for it. Go for it. I reckon.
I'd take the ping on Kennedy.
See, I think I like it because it gets you McDonald.
And it gets you who you want, like whoever this guy rates as, the best defender at that option. You've got
McDonald, Crisp.
Because the reality is that even if he does get McDonald, he might have 350 in the bank, maybe sub 350, and there's no one at 350k. I think that's got as much potential with their game week fixture that game week fixture. I sound like FPL now. Their game week fixture that Josh Kennedy has.
Yep. Dazza, another great year of podcasts. Well done to you, Corey. ... Now, something very rare.
He gave me a lot of love on the weekend.
I think this is where we're going with this. Something very rare happened and really somehow fucked up 2020. Sorry, and really I think that's meant to be sums up. Fucking Daz, dickhead. How fuck 2020 has been, but Bonfz got something right. So well done to you, Bonfz. JPK was a great call at 400k. Well done. You're still a fuckwit though. Peace out, everyone's favorite community member, Daz.
He just sounds more and more like Diz, to be honest. Your favorite Elites admin, Diz. The best party in Patreon, and they fucking caught my eye because I don't usually tend to everything in Patreon unless I'm specifically tagged and that kind of stuff. But he wrote in like the first quarter, he goes, imagine being fucking stupid enough to pick up JPK. Why would you pay 400K for a fucking has-been? He can't get anywhere near the fucking pill. And then, a couple of quarters later, I just let JPK do his thing, Corey. And I may have, just requested whether or not he wanted to stand by those initial comments.
Very good. Fuck Abel. Very good word, mate. Fuck him. The Carlton Football Club is full of pricks. Discuss.
You know what's funny? Like, people having a dip at Carlton. This has been a better fucking year than I think anyone anticipated them having.
Like, I tell you what, and it was a good question the other day. It was Plough on fucking SEN. Carlton season, pass mark, yes or no?
Yeah, and for sure.
Yeah, tick.
Not even remotely close to it.
That was the thing. I can't remember the two, and they said probably pass with a C. I'm like, look, expectations. I think they exceeded expectations, and as a Carlton man, I think you should be happy.
Oh fuck! Actually, I think we've fucked up a few games, but so what? Like, and we probably won a couple that we probably shouldn't have won as well. So I'm a believer that all that sort of shit balances out. They were a sniff for finals, although very very slight, minimal sort of chance for it. But no one thought they would be in the finals conversation come the back end of the year.
Here we go. And Dazza again. Cripps is a poor man's Bontempelli.
Have I given you a Cripps update on how I feel about him?
Nah, how do you feel?
I fucking legit can't stand him.
Yeah, well, there you go.
And it's been simmering 6 to 8 weeks. And, anyone that, wants to speak to me about Carlton, I cannot fucking stand this hero. Fuck it. I hope he goes back to fucking Perth. Fuck him off.
You reckon maybe playing hurt?
No.
You think just shit?
No, you know what's happened? Other players have got him better. So he's no longer the fucking hero. He doesn't need to be. How
what
good
you've done here, Daz.
So what is? Yeah, well, but fair income. Setterfield, Curnow, I think Murph's had a good year, and fucking Walsh. I think they've taken a lot more, ball around the contest, all that sort of crap. And this fucking hero now is just not getting the accolades. That's what a fucking good team should be like. Why
so
people having a
you
fucking
shouldn't be so angry at Kruber?
Well, fuck him. I still don't like him. You know why? Because he never comes up big in the fucking big moments. That's why I can't stand that prick. And if he could kick for goal, I'd probably like him a bit more. But
that's the problem too. Is when it's there to be won, he just doesn't go with it.
He hasn't shown that when the game's actually on the line and it's actually on his boot, he cannot convert.
So, better footballer, Bontempelli or Patrick Cripps?
If I was playing a grand final tomorrow, Corey, I'd probably take Bont, to be honest. And it's the first time I've fucking ever said it.
Yeah.
It's the first time I've ever said
it. I've rated Bonds this year too.
Yeah, it's been an underrated season. I started with him and I was fucking cursing in the first 6 weeks, but that turned out well.
He's a gun. He's a fucking gun. Dizza, here we go. Here's one. When will Dizza take over the pod and you just put the chart of him to highest total points out of the three of me and you and Bretta?
He's beating me by 98 points. Well done, Diz.
That's all right. Well, the same thing will happen next season. I'll put money up against Dizza and he'll just fold like a little bitch like he does every single fucking year. Yeah. He's done well. A big clap to Dizza, who's recording the pod and normally in my ear right now too.
Do we have 275 subs? We mustn't because Dizza's not here. That's very disappointing.
He does a lot of work behind the scenes, like a fuck ton of work. He lets you know he does it, but he does a lot. Hat off to him, because without him, this pod wouldn't be what it is, and especially visually. I mean, imagine me and you trying to set up this fucking YouTube podcast every week.
I can't even get a picture on the fucking background, Corey.
So he does well. And look, while we're on that topic, a big shout out to all, because this will be the last pod. Big shout out to all our admins and backroom staff. There's been a lot of them. I mean, we give Pete a bit of flack, but he runs scores every week and sets it up, and when it
runs
comes
the
down
Twitter
to
page now, doesn't he?
Yeah, and basically runs the Twitter page, and he gets people like fucking setters jumping on and doing thing. Dill Royal just being there to do scores. Big Will and Joel. I mean, Will does so much fucking work. Joel does heaps of work too. He's up proud enough of you, the page. He fucking loves it. He'll fly the flag for us. He's normally the one getting dipped for putting out his spreadies every week as well. So, just huge thanks to the rest of the team there too. Because
I noticed you didn't thank Zito, Corey, because what does he actually fucking
Zito,
do? What does he actually do?
He just pops up with his fucking 2 cents every fucking 30 seconds.
I hope there's a clean out in the off season.
There's a couple.
He's got to go, Corey.
There's a couple. I mean, we love you. You'll still be there. Bretta hasn't done a fucking thing for
I think he's
at least
axed.
3 years now. Fucking.
And Setters has come on lately in the last month or so, Corey. I don't know if his job has been made permanent or not, but he's done a bit of draft. The Setters, the draft stuff.
Setters going off nowhere. Fucking another one does nothing. He's fucking Josh O, but he's lucky that he's just absolutely Josh. The guy's absolutely dominating the fucking. I think he's in top 100.
Legit don't even know that guy
fucking doesn't do a thing. I think Russ has lifted a finger for a while.
Oh, well, fucking Russ. Don't get me started on him.
No, but we love everything.
Russ probably as useful as fucking Harry, to be honest.
And we wouldn't be here without you. Good segue for Josh O, who's fucking in the grand final for the Supercoach Leeds Patreon Cup.
Fantastic.
Yeah, he's up against Bradley of Bradley Park Studs. So they both have monster weeks last week, and it's actually so they didn't have monster weeks last week. They all scored under 2200 except Bradley. All scored under 2100 except Brad. But it'll be good. The packs, the prizes, I'll get that all sorted out. I'll hit you all up privately and let you know what you've won and what's coming across. So congratulations. And hey, look, shout out to fucking Neto. He's done a good job running that.
Running the cup, yep.
Again, I don't know how the fuck he does that. That would piss me off so much running that thing. This is just coming to me and said he'll give you $10 for my PayPal. Very, very good. Bonfz, I know you're running on a tight schedule here, vice captain and captain.
Well, it's a tight schedule, Corey, because I think people want to hear about this, actually. We've got Plate of Origin now, Corey. We might be into our second final week, and there's just people out there who have said to me, Bonfz, who's going to win Plate of Origin? Now, I haven't checked, I haven't had an update on the odds, but I think China at 12-1, Corey, last week. What are you laughing at? This is like the betting part of the fucking pod. But I think China at 12-1 presented some value. You can't go past the Greeks at the moment, Corey. They're just they came up with a fucking chicken souvlaki, right? It was fucking a piece of bread, chicken and fucking tzatziki, and these judges fucking gave them 10 out of 10. I don't know how fucking good a chicken fucking tzatziki wrap can be, Corey, but feeding them, that's a 10 out of 10. They need some new fucking judges.
Just while we're on this, do you want me to make a Plate of Origin chat and discuss
if we could have a Plate of Origin chat, that would be fucking handy, Corey. Captain, vice captain, I think your VC Gorn, obviously, this week. For those that don't have Gorn, then it becomes a little more challenging because it's kind of like, who do you trust? Trust. I think what you have to do is you have to go back to the well. You know, who are your old school boys? If you don't have Gorn, I think your VC Lockie Neal, and then you run that into McRae against the Dockers. Now, Reece Conker will probably tag, so don't try to be a hero and take Bontempelli this week, I reckon. The other option, potentially, you could VC. If you don't have Gorn, you could do like a Petrarca or something like that. I also don't mind.
Yeah, I mean,
that fight against the Dogs probably half decent as well.
Probably have a look at a Gorn into a Neal, but like I said, that's what I'd be going with. But I'm going to have to make some kind of fucking crazy shout and go someone they don't have. Might go Butts into Jeremy Cameron or something like that, just to fucking really try and go for it.
The idea of waiting or getting a late playing captain, your McRae, your Bont, because if you're behind, you have your VC, you got that sort of in half in the bank. Have a look at your matchup. Are you behind? Do you need to make some more points? Okay, now who can I whack the C on? You have Grundy late. You've got McRae in the second last game. You've got Bont there. Bailey Smith, you probably will never do, and you're probably not ballsy enough to do someone like Crisp. So keep your C as a late option, in my opinion, just so you can really know, okay, can I just bank the points now and get the win, or do I got to fucking take a risk now to try and get the win?
Jake Lloyd there too against Geelong.
Yeah, Jake Lloyd, Dangers, whatever. And just as a side note, our bet, Duncan needs 59 points this week to average exactly 103 for the season. So the line this week, Corey, for that slab, what have we got? A slab of, what have I got it written down here somewhere, I'm sure?
Cruises, I think it was.
Yeah. We said that at the same time. Yep, slab of cruises. So the line is 58.5. I've got under, you've got over. So I think I'll be fucked at half time. And in other news, Houston v Laird, you're going to have to pay up Bretta a slab of cruises because Laird's going to take that quite easily against Houston. I don't think it's possible.
We'll just see what Bretta says. See if he gets. Did we not have a games line on that though?
10 games played.
Fuck. Just thought surely would have taken more than that. Fucking hell.
No, it was 10. I think because it was revisited
That would have been me hedging
with the season.
Yeah, it would have been me hedging my bets, thinking, "Fuck, Les just get not going to play." So I trusted that dog. Oh well.
Yeah, so that's an update, and we're pretty much fucked against the
Brett
other
doesn't come to the fucking podcast anyway. He'd have no idea.
And we obviously lost Devon Smith to the people we won't mention, Corey, because that's just free airtime for them. So
you
to
don't
be
have
fair,
to. They'll let us
you
know
fucking roped me into that one. You fucking went ahead. I reckon if I had the decision at the end of round 1, because they came to you, they didn't come to me, Corey. I reckon you should be fucking paying up.
It wasn't at the end of round 1 though. It was before the start of the season.
No, it was round 2.
No, it wasn't.
When it was condensed, yep.
No,
because you said to me that we're still on. Unless they came and you only told me 2 months later.
No, I think it was well and truly before that.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but we'll honour our bets, obviously.
Done. All right. Fuck them anyway. Anything else?
No, and I know you gave 1 million people a shout out, Corey, but thanks to you as well. I mean, you obviously don't do much but ask a few questions and let me talk, but you have to sit there and tolerate it, don't you?
That's
so
it.
Thanks to you again for the season, Corey. And on a final note, Corey, how about those fucking toffees, Corey? How about those toffees? They would have noticed the beanie change, mate. The fucking gear's out. Up the toffees.
Very good. Thanks for all you do, Bonfz. You're very punctual. I mean, you know, this pod ran for about 2 to 3 years with me and Brett, and it was fucking really hard to figure out a time that you do this podcast. So it helps that I know that every week that at this time it's like we're fucking going and it's done. There's no fucking around. So
it's not hard just to schedule it in, Corey.
That's it. All right, Elitas, good luck. Good luck. That's all I can say. We've got you to here. It's up to you now. You got to fucking get yourself over the line. Let us know how you go. Jump into the Patreon. Like I said, after next month, it's free. So go across www.patreon.com/SC Elites. And now, on behalf of Bonfz, myself, not Brett, fuck him, and our Patreons at patreon.com/SC Elites, the Elites community, and everyone involved. Peace out, community. Thank you for listening/watching.